What's up, Denver event professionals? Welcome back to another episode of the Denver NACE podcast, where we dive into the stories of the Denver events scene. I'm excited. We have a special guest today, someone who has been a friend ever since I moved to Denver about 2.5 years ago. One of the most incredible humans, a very loud and bold personality, and you probably know exactly who I'm talking about. Please welcome to the podcast, Scotty O'Brien. Hey,
Hey,
Scotty.
definitely loud, Jared. I like the DJ voice you got going on, man. That's got a rock star.
Thank you. I was a DJ for 5 weddings.
Excellent. Me too. Me too.
Awesome.
35
Well,
years. Hey, it's right here. There's the microphone. It's oh, there it is. There it is. Yep.
that's right. Yeah, that's if for those who are not watching the video, Scotty's got a really nice classic microphone tattooed on his left arm. So you
Love
gotta
that.
gotta check it out in person. So Scotty, I'm super
Yeah,
excited to have you because you are starting a new chapter in your life and your business life.
I
And of
am.
course, we all know you as like, this DJ and the person who runs the Interaction Denver team building company and a bar mitzvah company and all these really great entertainment options. But I saw on Facebook, and that's kind of the purpose of this episode, you
Oh,
are launching a DMC, a destination management company.
yes, sir.
So to kick us off, what is a DMC?
So a DMC, you just said it, stands for Destination Management Company. Another version of that in the corporate world is DMO. And Jared, right before the podcast, we were talking. It's interesting because in our world, and we'll just call it the NACE world because it's the NACE podcast. A lot of people, not everybody, we'll just say some. That'll be a nice even mix of the folks that view this podcast and are in the catering world and then the social world, the non-corporate world, if you will, because there is a certain differential between the two. Don't know what a DMC is. They've heard the term, and fair enough. I didn't know when I first started. I mean, my career did start as a DJ MC 35 years ago. Then I went into being a cruise director for 3 years and with Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, and then moved back to the world back in St. Louis just because I wanted to start a family. But when I moved here, I knew that this was going to happen sometime. I just didn't know when. Um, kind of involving my history and the DMC thing together because it all
Mhm.
kind of fits. But DMC, again, Destination Management Company, sorry, I tracked off on that, is essentially a meeting planner for meeting planners. That's the easiest way to describe it. So if Coors, because that's one of our large corporations here in Denver, um, plans a meeting, they're meeting planners. They don't hire that person just to plan one meeting in one city at one time. He or she or they may be planning a meeting in Philadelphia, Anchorage, Alaska, San Diego, California, and Miami, and 15 other cities all at the same time. Usually they'll replicate themselves, which makes it easier for that planner, but that planner does not have time to call and find out who the greatest DJ is in Denver, Colorado, or who the best electric violinist is, or or the most awesome audio visual company, or an interactive team builder, or even more for that matter, to find properties and where they're going to host their meeting, because that planner usually won't know all the cities as well as a DMC will. So a destination management company's job is to, again, be a planner for a planner, and do all the vetting, the research, the guidance that's necessary to figure out who the best of the best is, who they want to work with, and who they want to refer, because they'll usually refer a few options to that planner when the planner reaches out to that DMC to plan their perfect event.
Okay,
That was a long
awesome.
explanation, but it makes sense. It's a planner
Yeah.
for a planner in a city that that planner doesn't know.
Yes, that makes perfect sense to me. I'm going to pull a leaf from Simon Sinek and I'm going to start with why here. And I'd love to know what motivated you to start your own DMC here in Denver.
So, a brief history. I kind of already hit it. St. Louis, cruise
Mhm.
ships, clubs in Europe. I mean, I've done a lot of travel in my career, 35 years worth. When I moved here to Denver 4 years ago, just about, actually, no, it is 4 years. Yay. Thank you, Denver, for welcoming me. I love you.
Happy 4 years.
Yeah, I love this city. This whole our industry is so unique compared to any other industry. Sorry, I'm shaking. In the nation, it really is. Denver's just awesome. Um, but I started Interaction Denver, DJ, casino nights, arcade games, electronic decor, all the stuff that we house under that. The team building company. I've been a team building master, which is a terrible title, but that's what they gave me for about 30 years. And then Vision Work Group Denver, which is audio visual. So we do the creative side of AV, and that's kind of our focus. So interestingly enough, I owned and ran a DMC in St. Louis for 5, 6 years before COVID and a massive divorce hit. And that's kind of where it landed. So I paused all that because I knew my roots. I could come in quickly and at least make some strides, which I think I've done pretty well networking in this town and meeting with folks. And didn't want to start the DMC just yet. Oddly enough, Merritt's, which is the largest destination management company in the world, and they also do what's called incentive travel, is based in St. Louis. The headquarters is St. Louis, and I did tons and tons of work with them, of course. Anyway, I decided, hey, why not? Let's give it a shot. I met Mary a year and a half ago. Mary and I got married.
Hey.
Hey, and we have a puppy. We're not going to have any kids, bro. I'm 51. Ew. Nobody wants that old of a dad. That's especially Layla B, not a chance. She's like, you're old already. So, what happened with that. Anyway, and Mary has a background in nonprofit management. That's what her
Mm.
bachelor's was in, and she did a lot of work in nonprofit. We all know what I do, so we just decided to combine forces. And what it does is twofold. It allows us to umbrella ties. That's not really a word. It is now to umbrella ties all of the stuff that we do, as well as the other things that a DMC will do, which would include site research and management and transportation and tours. So it houses everything under one umbrella. Now that also doesn't mean that you asked about our company specifically, Partner DMC. I'm not going to immediately say, oh, this is perfect. We're going to do all the business, the AV, the decor, the entertainment. I mean, that's common sense. However, I'm also a very firm believer in providing the best fit for the client. So, and I've posted this a bunch lately, and I firmly believe this. I even started another Facebook group trying to connect the DMCs and planners with, other vendors and suppliers that not everybody knows, because not everybody knows everybody. Our focus is the Rocky Mountain region. So not only Colorado, but Utah, whatever part of Arizona that is, Wyoming, Montana. But one of the downfalls, and it's not just of Denver, but it's industry in general, citywide, people work with friends, they work with people they like. I want this to be an opportunity as partner DMC for those folks that are the vendors and suppliers that are a good fit for the upcoming clients meeting, special event, conference. Hey, we may not be best friends, and that's okay. But if you're great at what you do and you're going to be a phenomenal fit for that client, then I'm going to promote you through the DMC, because it's about the industry. It's always going to be about the industry. I love having friends, and that's awesome. However, our job and the career that I've chosen and that you've chosen, Jared, is to do what's right for the industry and to elevate our hospitality industry.
Yeah.
Another long-winded answer.
I love that. No, it's great. I want to dive a little bit deeper into your answer, actually, because you've been in this events industry for over 35 years, right? I'm just curious, like, what is it about events, special events, and corporate events, and these occasions that motivates you to do this and do a fantastic job at it?
Well, two reasons. Um, Number one, we get to make I love my answer. We get to make people smile and really step out of whatever their daily is. I don't care if it's stuff at home, political, uh, their job, whatever. It doesn't matter. I think our job, as especially on the special events side, because those are parties. That's what it
Hmm.
is we get to make them forget their problems for 4 or 5 hours at a time. And we get to create something special for them. I truly believe in elevation, in creating something magnificent for these folks. I never, and I really say this a lot in my B'nai Mitzvah planning side. And when we rock those parties, I don't do cookie cutter. It's not me. I want to do something special and creative for the families to make them say, wow. Uh,
Hmm.
um, so I think just my passion, because the way you grow up, through your 20s, 30s, and maybe a little bit into your 40s, and you're going to your friends' weddings, right? And it's the same format. It's the same cheesy DJ doing the same stuff. And I'm not speaking about all of them, but a good portion, right? I
Hmm.
mean, weddings are budget driven at times. They're not all luxury, and you get kind of what you get when you pay mediocre or bottom dollar. So you see the same repeat format. I don't believe in doing that. I want to create on my wedding side, right? But on my corporate side and especially with this DMC, I want to create wow experiences. It's just not really a celebration. It's an experience. It's an overall piece. There's a difference between a 4-star and a 5-star review. And that's not
Hmm.
only the performance and the food and the venue and everything else, but it's the overall experience that we create for the guests.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had a time in your career, Jared, where you're out doing your violin at a corporate event and everybody's just having an awesome time. And somebody, I don't know, the one piece of chicken was cold on the buffet, whatever. They're going to talk about what a great time and what a great experience they had, but they're also going to talk about that cold piece of chicken. That word of the cold piece of chicken is going to get back to the planner, and the planner is going to say, "Man, what a great event, Jared! You rocked this thing. This was awesome. The venue was incredible. The food was on point, except for the piece of chicken, which is the difference between a 4-star and a 5-star review. So it's about creating overall experiences. So I guess
Yeah.
that answers it. I said I was going to say a second piece, but it all tied into the first. So there you go.
No, I love it. That's fantastic. And yeah, I was thinking of several corporate events where, they hadn't used a DMC. They didn't even have a planner other than their in-house, and the
Mm.
experience was overall good. But even as the electric violinist, I noticed a couple things that I would see, like the decor, there was none, and I don't know. You're right. It's the entire experience, and I love that when you tied it back to I give these people 4 hours of their life when they can forget about their problems. Like I think that's why a lot of us do this too. So thanks for
Yeah,
sharing
it's
that.
not all about the money. I mean, money's not bad in this career. I ain't gonna lie. However, yeah, I mean, we're creating something exceptional for these people, and that's what a pleasure to be able to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
but you're right. Yeah. To reiterate, you're right in what we both said. They do notice little itty bitty things, especially if it's like a corporate client, which is why the DMC would exist. They've been to big galas, they've seen the best of the best, they've
Hmm.
seen the A game. If the planner decides to do it internally and they go from one city to another city and they don't know the city well, the decor companies, the electric violinist, the DJ, the MC, the team building, the audio visual company, the hotel, the food, the florist, all those things that come together and meld to make the overall event experience. Yeah, and they give a C show instead of that A show. Well, if it's an association meeting and those folks came to attend and paid to attend that gala that night and they're getting C-rated stuff, well, there goes the review, not only of that planner of the organization, but it also frowns upon the city. Okay,
Mm,
which I'm proud of Denver. I'm proud to be a part of Colorado and the Rocky Mountain region. So I will show the best that I can for this region. But the reason it reflects on the city, Jared, is because the client the people that attend these conferences, these meetings, the special events, they don't know the story. They don't know how it worked. They're like, oh, well, Denver's weak. Not
mm.
on my time watch. I'm not going to let Denver appear to be weak. This is the most incredible city that our nation has to offer.
Let's go. I love Denver.
I
Let's go. That's amazing. Cool, Scotty. Well, I think we have like a really incredible opportunity to witness the behind the scenes of building a DMC from the ground up. Like, I work with several DMCs. They just book me, they ask me to show up, and I do my damn best job. Might have to edit out that curse word, but
there.
but I have no idea what it took to actually build a DMC from scratch. So could you kind of peel the curtain a little bit and walk us through what have you been doing to get this started and what do you see the work being in the next several months?
Sure. And it wasn't that hard, which is funny. I'm pretty good at building a website. I mean, that's always everybody's horrified at that concept. It is a lot. But that was the easiest portion of it. I'm colorblind, so figuring out colors kind of sucked, but I hired a graphic designer who's phenomenal, and put together the logo and the color scheme, and we built the web on the back end. So that was the easy part. Mary and I had this conversation when we were on our trip. We really focused on it after the December casino soirees for the holiday events that were so incredible.
Mhm.
Uh, and we got a break. So, we were in England and Paris and Iceland, and we really had a chance to really talk about putting this on together. So, my focus on the company will be the same as I've done all along since I moved here to Denver. One event, one project, one meeting at a time, one
Mhm.
special event at a time. Oh, I want to do one. I'm not built to handle more than that. What the benefit of this is I get to have hands on all the way through, which means I'm one POC, one point of contact for the client that's planning their meeting, their event, all those pieces of the puzzle. Um, One of the downfalls, and it's not a bad thing. It is what it is. But one of the downfalls of a larger organization is that there's many different departments to have input and things get lost in translation between each department. For example, hey, my vision for my special event on Tuesday night is the uplighting to be red. All right, fair enough. Well, after it goes through 5 different departments and it's handed down to the on site, that uplighting may be pink. Difference between
Mm,
a 4-star and a 5-star review right there. Just that little
right
piece.
there.
Um, Building the DMC again, website was easy. Planning's easy. Announcing it's exciting. Everybody seems to be pretty receptive. Wondering if the DMCs will be receptive. Now I'm direct competition for them. I would rather consider myself as more of a collaborator because I'm sure there's going to be times that we need each other, that we do stuff like with Interaction Denver or the team building company. Nobody else has laser skeet in this area. These are things we can do, right? Nobody
I've
else,
played that laser skeet. Super fun.
right? Nobody else has an electric violinist. It's you. But it's all about these connections, and I'm trying to view myself not as a competitor, but more of a partner. Oh, there's a plug. Anyway, so the hard work to be done is now getting the word out. I've built this DMC to be very SEO heavy. Thank you, Jeff Libby, for the insight. Because not everybody goes to the organizations, ADMEI and PCMA and all the other organizations that exist,
Mhm.
that a planner would go to and say, who's your local DMC? That's not the way it works. There are going to be people that Google it. There's going to be people that go to Visit Denver and that go to Destination Colorado, of which we're a member of all of those for this exact reason. So I'll be
Mm,
switching my memberships on Destination Colorado and Visit Denver to Partner DMC. which, will encompass all the services we do, but yet serve as another outlet. There's tons of business in this town, and in the state and in the region. I keep referring to Denver because I'm here. It's just easy. But, again, we cover the Rocky Mountain region. So,
Hmm.
but Google, hey, it's a thing. We all use it, and we all search for what we're going to do that weekend or whatever. So it's kind of the same thing that an out of town planner. So yeah, I SEO the thing right, and fingers
Nice.
crossed it'll work, and then word will spread. So that's
For
the hard
sure.
to do, is to get that word to spread.
Yeah. Although it seems like you've kind of been laying the foundation for this since you moved to Denver 4 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
cool.
this has always been a plan. I didn't know when. When I moved here, my job was to survive, because that was a pretty big divorce.
Hmm.
So that's over, almost finished with the last and final pieces of that puzzle.
Hmm.
And didn't expect to find a wife. Good God. And I found a gold mine. How did that one
You
happen?
did. Yeah,
Thank
Mary's amazing.
About time. Uh, and get the kids in order, Layla and Noelle, and now we have Ellie, which is hers, and she's just incredible. Um, so get my personal life in order before because this venture will be big. This is going to take a lot. So, but I'm built for it. Jared, I'm 51. We've got to be a retirement plan somewhere in this thing. Nobody needs a 75-year-old DJ on a mic, because what are you going to do? Hey, I had a bowel movement. How are you? Okay. I want to edit that, by the way. That just
No, I
popped
think
up.
we should leave it in. Don't
But
edit
it's
that out.
true. I mean, we age out of our profession,
Mm.
right? You're not going to be on stage at 82 years old playing the violin while you're holding your walker. That ain't happening. Not
Yeah, you're right.
So this will be an exit strategy down the road. This is the first company that I've decided to put together that's marketable to be sellable down the road.
Mm.
Um, at this time, like I said, it's one event at a time, one project at a time, stuff like that. Woman owned, but it's co-partnered, so it's both of us
Hmm.
own. So, and that's not a primary focus, but I know that's important at times. Um, the most important thing, the thing that really separates us, besides the one event at a time thing, white glove, because they're going to deal with one person. They're not dealing with six different people trying to make it come together. Um, but that, which gives them that personal touch. That's pretty important. So we're excited about that, and being able to focus. On the other side of it, am I talking too long? Am I good?
No, you're good. Still got
Okay.
like 10 minutes.
Awesome. The other side of it is we're also focusing on luxury event experiences. All right.
Hmm.
And this is not really, I'm not out to do a big gala. I mean, yeah, we can do it. We can produce it. This is more for small groups. One of my favorite stories, a good friend of mine, Josie Littlepage, out of St. Louis. She was working with Merritt's at the time, the company I told you about.
Hmm.
And she sent me 3 days after my oldest daughter was born to Hawaii, to do an event
Nice.
on the island of Lanai. Amazing. And it was for AC Delco. What a fabulous event. It was awesome. My room alone, which 20 years ago was a big deal, was about $2,000 a night.
Wow.
Right? I didn't have to pay for it, but I made a ton of money to go there and just talk on a mic. There are these luxury experiences. AC Delco rented out the only hotel on the island of Lanai, and Josie produced an amazing and incredible event, for that company. It was just phenomenal. And that really inspired with me and really stuck with me on what these folks are actually capable of. Colorado, Rocky Mountain region, Jackson Hole,
Hmm.
Wyoming, uh, Salt Lake City, Utah, Aspen. These places have money. People that come to these places come because, hey, they can do it. Number one,
Hmm.
awesome for them. And, if they're coming to show off, their their company wears, well, what a better place to do it and how to do it with creating luxury experiences. And
Mm,
that's something, since we know the area so very well, because I've been coming to the Rocky Mountain region since I was 3 months old. I mean, really. I know the area and I know the people. If I don't know something, that do know the area, and to create, really intimate, um, again, white glove luxury experiences for these clients. These will usually be on a smaller group side, 10, 20 people to 100, 150 people, 3 or 4 days in and out. They're not flying into DIA. These guys are, you know,
yeah,
fly, flying into the smaller airports on, private jets and
private
all.
jet. Yep.
Hey, these are the folks that we also want to be able to create exceptional experiences for.
Oh yeah, for sure. And what a true testament to you having done your homework, because not all events are created equal. Like there are segments within this events industry, and I don't think everybody gets that. So I appreciate you kind of making that very clear from the get-go.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Very cool. Well, we're getting close to the end of this episode. I mean, you've definitely peeled back the curtain. I appreciate that. Is there anything else about partner DMC or you and Mary and the kids that we should know that I haven't asked about?
Wow. You got another hour? No, I mean, we're just super excited about this thing. I'm not, we are adding this to the repertoire, but we're really, I like the way to say it, umbrellaizing, which is not really a word, but we're putting all of our services under one banner with Partner
Mhm.
DMC. Um, and, we're not going to stop doing the other services. But again, I think what's important to know, because people have asked, are you stopping what you're doing, or are you only going to use your friends? No, that's not the way that things are supposed to be built. I know you're all shaking your head, but I love each and every one of you, and I have a lot of love to give and a lot of great talents to give to the industry. The reason I say that again is Partner DMC will be working with the best of the best, who is the best fit for the client. I'm not worried about who my buddy is when it comes time to contract for my clients. I'm worried about the person that can do the absolute best for that client, of the out of the warehouse or the wheelhouse of the people that I know. And if we can't find it here in Denver or the Rocky Mountain region, well, I know a lot of people across this great nation that can come in and rock this thing, and we'll bring your skills in. I mean, it's about the client experience. It's not about what we think or who's buddy with. So that's kind of important to know.
Yeah.
Uh, again, Rocky Mountain region, the whole area, we're excited about that opportunity. So, you asked what you want to know. Future plans? Yeah, bro, it's going to be fun. I'm going to love this experience. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about this and speaking to people about it and education. And again, it's been my dream, Jared, to take events well past what we think we're capable of, and really creating that wow experience that is just mind blowing. I want people to walk out of an event, or a meeting or a conference that I work on the way that Mary and I just walked out of that Paul McCartney concert. There's nothing.
Mm,
How does it get better than this? I want to see if
yeah.
that's possible. I mean, that's kind of important. So yeah, you can find us on your hyphen partner hyphen DMC.com. All the social media, I'm sure the plugs will show up. Email me, call me, carrier pigeon, whatever. I'm here to rock some stuff for you. Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, Scotty, thanks so much for introducing us to Partner DMC and for featuring yourself and your family on the Denver Nace podcast. It is such a pleasure to have you. If any of our listeners are interested in meeting Scotty or any of our other fine NACE members, by the way, NACE stands for National Association for Catering Events, all you got to do is go to nacedenver.com, NACE Denver.com, and you'll find a list of our upcoming meetings, which our next ones are actually in March for the big MIC conference. Scotty, are you going to be at the MIC conference?
I certainly will. I spoke to. Can I give you 1 second, real quick here?
Sure.
Denver's unique, folks. Our area, Colorado, this whole thing's unique. I've traveled every city in the nation, and a big plug to the MIC. This is the only organization, the only area that brings together all 18 of the different association and organizations that focus on our industry together as one. This is a very magical city and region that does that. So big applause.
Yeah, huge applause.
MIC. This is massive, and people that live outside of this get it. We don't get it because we take it for granted because we see it every day.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's huge. Well,
Awesome.
awesome. Well, thanks again, Scotty, and thank you to our listeners for listening.
Thank you, Jared.
Again, check us out at nacedenver.com, and hopefully we'll see you at our next NACE event. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Recording.